What is integrity? Integrity is an ethical principle, but to understand what that means, we need to first understand what an ethical principle is. Ethics are defined as moral principles that govern a person's behavior or the conducting of an activity. Okay, so ethics are rules then, right? Well, not exactly. They are slightly more nuanced and less clear-cut than a traditional rule. For example, lying isn't always unethical. What if you're not telling the truth to protect someone? Situations like that is where ethics can get a little fuzzy. We as humans don't really have a clear definition of right and wrong, so we decide for ourselves what we find to be moral. Now that we've defined what an ethical principle is, we can go back to integrity. What is it? In the dictionary, it is described as the quality of being honest and having strong moral principles or moral uprightness. Essentially, to have integrity is to be honest and do the right thing, even when nobody's watching. To provide an example, we'll use gossip. The person you're talking about likely can't hear you and probably won't even know that you're talking about them behind their back. If you do choose to gossip, it displays a lack of integrity. You know it's not okay, but you decide to do it anyway. Now, in that same situation, if you were to choose not to gossip, but only because they're right behind you, it would still show your lack of integrity. You're not refraining because you know it's wrong. You're only stopping yourself so that they don't hear you. So to summarize, having integrity is doing the right thing, no matter who may see you doing it or who may know. So now we know what integrity means, but why should we care? Well, let me ask you, would you be friends with someone who would steal from you? Now, that seems pretty obvious, right? Let's switch it up a bit. Would you marry someone who just lies to you? An obvious answer again. Of course you wouldn't. It goes to show how important integrity is when it comes to forming connections with people. But relationships aside, you know what's right and wrong. What you do with that knowledge is yours. And maybe you feel like you have integrity, but I'd like to leave you with one last question. Would you be friends with yourself?